guys, it's Drew again. I wanted to do a video response to Eric over at Four Leaf Cards. He's got a little contest going on, and if you guys don't know him, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys do, but anyway, follow his channel. He's got some great stuff, and just a really fun guy. I haven't had the chance to actually get to know him very well, but a lot of people in the community I do know have a lot of contact with him, talk very highly of him. So Eric, I wanted to just do this little video for you and let you know some of the stuff. So what he's doing is he wants us to show what we feel is our most beautiful card. And of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I've seen a lot of great responses, and I've actually talked to a couple of other guys about their videos and things they were thinking about to do. But I wanted to show a couple of what I feel is beautiful and why. And so a little bit of a card show today. So here we go. First of all, if you guys know, for a long time there, I was a Griffey collector. I love Griffey cards. I don't have a ton of high-end cards, a lot of the base cards and whatever, but I just love getting them through the 90s, 2000s and everything. Photography was great. Cards were pushing the envelope on design and everything else, but there was something very simple about one specific card. It's a card you might find in a quarter box. It doesn't have much value to it at all, but I just love it. And as a card, I think it's beautiful. And it is from, I believe, 1998. 97, I'm sorry, Zenith. And all it is a simple photograph of Griffey in his follow-through swing. And I'll show it right there. Sorry about the glare, but I'm going to show you a better picture of it. And I just love that card. I love the simplicity of it, the photography in it, the color of it, and it just, to me, it shows exactly, you know, Griffey's power, that beautiful swing that's so famous. Actually, a few years after the card came out, I was in some store somewhere and I saw this, and this is I guess a box top version of the same thing, so there's a better picture of it. And I love that really there's only two things in there besides the word Zenith. You've got Griffey and then you've got the ball up here, and love that card, love it. Years ago, there was a young man who worked for me, and he was in high school, and he's now a professional artist, and I figured I would show this off as well. But for Boss's Day one year, he actually found out that I liked that card, and he pencil drew the same design for me, and I've got it framed up in the room, and added the legend, and Griffey took off Zenith, but captured it very well. So still have it hanging up in my room. Love the card, love the picture of it. But for the most part, I'm not a modern collector, I'm a vintage collector, so I want to show some of the cards that when I walk into my card room and I'm looking around, they always capture my eye. They always say, oh, I say, oh, that's a card I love for whatever reason. So first I want to do photography, and then I'm going to do a couple of different types of cards and narrow it back down again. So of course the photography of the old vintage stuff is probably best known as a set of the 53 Bowman set. I completed the set, and this is one that I have in a case. I love this card. I love the player. I love his background. I love his interest, and of course I just voted into the Hall of Fame, and that is Brooklyn Dodgers, Gil Hodges. And I just love that card. I love the picture of it. Man, the glare is terrible. The picture of it, you can see Ebbets Field behind him. In a video that was put out a while ago, it was talked about how this is the only picture that's known that was taken at Ebbets Field from any player in the set. And just him posing at first, obviously a pose shot, but still great picture of the old ballparks, the old uniform, everything from the bag, the glove. You know, it's a beautiful day for baseball. Love that card, just beautiful to me, and as most cards in that set really are. And then another card, and I've never really talked about this much, I have, as a baseball history fan, I have utmost respect for superior talent. But in my opinion, and I may get some disagreements on that, and that's fine, in my opinion, some of the run of cards of a player that just doesn't do him justice for who he is, even though there are some classic cards, in my opinion, is Willie Mays. Willie Mays, a lot of his cards are not very great. The pictures are weird. I don't know if he just felt awkward when he smiled. He always had that kind of odd look in his face or whatever. And when you compare him to, say, Mickey Mantle cards or a lot of Hank Aaron cards, or a guy like Ernie Banks who had a great smile, and he's just always so exuberant, he just looked uncomfortable in the pose shots. But one of the most beautiful cards, in my opinion, of Willie Mays is a very early one, and that's his 1952 Bowman. And this one, he's not smiling. This one is just him a drawing of him. I think they captured him well, his intensity of who he is, and I just love the 52 Bowman Mays. And I had built the set years ago and sold off most of it in order to fund something else, but I did keep a few, and this was one of the ones that I kept. So 1952 Bowman Willie Mays. And then I know a lot of people are going to and already have shown just that classic card, the 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese. You can't argue with that as far as a beauty card, but I didn't want to overdo it. But with Pee Wee Reese being one of my guys, I did want to show off a Reese card, but I'm not going to show the 53 Bowman. What I want to show off is his Burke Ross card, and I think it's underappreciated. I think it's beautiful in the fact that at the time, you know, there was a lot of pose shots and very, you know, static sort of things. But this one I think is great as far as an action shot goes. And so there's Pee Wee Reese, Burke Ross, kind of leaping or diving for the ball or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe he just tripped, and maybe as a clumsy kind of guy, I appreciate that. I don't know. But there's the Burke Ross Pee Wee Reese, and I absolutely love that card. Always look at it. And then a classic, I've seen this one shown a few times, but this one is one of my favorite cards of all time, not only because of the player or because of the set, but rather because of how I got it. And I've told the story before, but my wife had spent a lot of time on eBay one year researching and trying to find and bid on and lost many auctions until she found this card. And because of it, it's just one of my absolute favorite cards. And that is my 1953 Topps Satchel Paige. Sorry. Satchel Paige card, and just a great card. You know, it talks so much about who he was as a player at that point. Obviously older. You know, his fame years had gone by, but he was still relevant. And the fact that there's only a few cards ever made of him just shows to me, I don't know, just the specialness of this card. But always look at this card when I come into the room, and I just wanted to share that. And then, of course, my final one, I had asked Don's Field of Dreams, you know, which musical he was going to show, and he ended up not showing any. So he and I had chatted a little bit, and I said, well, I've got to show this card off. And this, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful cards made. It's definitely one of the most beautiful cards in my collection, and in my opinion, this is one of the most beautiful examples I've ever seen of this card. The color on it is so bright and vibrant, and it's centered extremely well for a set that has huge issues with quality control. But that is my 1949 Leaf Stan Musial card, and absolutely love that card. Great centering, the color on it, the contrast of colorizing a black and white photo between the red on his uniform, the blue of the background. A lot of the blues are very baby blue. This one's a very dark blue, and I just love it. The only reason I have it is because there's some back damage on it. There was no way I could not afford it otherwise, but I got this card years and years ago. So glad I have it. Definitely, in my opinion, within my collection, one of the most beautiful cards that I have. So I appreciate you guys coming along with me. You know, tell me what you think. You think these cards are good or not good? I think they're pretty good selections, and I just appreciate everything you've done, Eric. Thank you so much for the opportunity for this contest. Good luck to everybody else out there. Until next time, you guys be good.